Hi everyone, it's Jen. Thank you so much for joining me today. Today I just wanted to come on and share with you some cards I've been making. I've had some time lately to just make some Christmas cards that I want to send out this year, so I thought I would just come on and show you what I've been doing. And these are all made with things that I've purchased myself. So yeah, let's get started. The first card that I made, I used this new stamp set from Sweet Miss Daisy Designs, and I will link this down below if it's still available. This is found in Anna White's shop on Etsy, and as I'm sure you're aware, she's a wonderful designer of stamps and paper pads, dies too, and she has her own shop on Etsy right now, which is great. And yeah, I love everything she comes out with. This set is called the Gingerbread Cookies stamp set, and I used both of the gingerbread people, and I used, I don't think I used any of the sentiments in this card. I think I did in another card, but I'll show you that. So yeah, there's that. And I also used something from this stamp set from Anna as well. This one is called Just For You. And I use the sentiment Merry Christmas. I love Anna's sentiments. The fonts are usually so nice. This one is like the typewriter font, which I really like. It's got the smaller ones for inside or for tags as well. To and from is always good to have. Cute little snowflake. So I use that. And then, yeah, I think I used this sentiment on the inside. Let me just make sure. Yep, the true meaning of Christmas, peace, love, and hope for all. And this one is called Hope for All. And these are photopolymer stamps, which are excellent to use. Your images come out really, really nice. And for the papers for this card, I used mostly these papers from this paper pack from Maha Designs. It's a 6x6 paper pack called Happy Christmas. This is a company from Sweden, and Frantic Stamper used to carry all of Maha Designs paper pads and stuff. Frantic Stamper is going out of business. There are a lot of Maha Designs papers still on there. I haven't seen any of the 6x6 paper packs, but you could buy the individual 12x12 ones on their site if you want to, and I'll try to remember to link Frantic Stamper down below. But I love the 6x6 because the prints are really nice and small scale. So I used those. I used my Distress Oxide and Vintage Photo, which I love to use when I'm aging things. If you hear a scuffling in the background, Millie is playing with toys here in my craft room. And I stamp my images with Memento Tuxedo Black ink, which is a dye ink. It's great for using alcohol markers with. So let me show you the first card that I made. So this is how it came out, and this is, I think it's an A2 size card, if I am not mistaken. Yes, it is. So I stamped the images onto my plain white paper, the Astra Bright paper that I always use for stamping. And I colored in the gingerbread people with, I think I used yellow ochre. I usually use King Art brand markers, alcohol markers. I get those at TJ Maxx and Marshall's. I just really like them. They're nice and juicy. They're great colors. And, you know, they're a reasonable price too. It's like $16.99 for a pack of 24, so it's a really good price. And then, so I used Distress Oxide on the edges. To make their little outfits, I did some paper piecing. So I stamped the images on the white paper and also on the papers from Maha Designs. And then I fussy cut them out and glued them on top of the plain image. So that's how I did that. This candy cane comes from, hang on one second. It comes from this die set from Impression Obsession called Patchwork Stocking. Of course, Impression Obsession isn't in business anymore either, but it comes with two different candy canes facing different ways, and they're stitched too. So I cut that out of a striped paper from this collection and aged it with some Distress Oxide and Vintage Photo. And I added stickles on all of the trim, and the stickles I use is this one, which I need some more of. I have lots of stickles, but I always gravitate towards diamond. It's just a really nice whitish, but you know, different colors in it too, stickles. It doesn't lean towards like purple or blue like some of them do. It's just kind of like all the colors. So that's what I used, and let's see what else. I used just some pink alcohol markers as well for the cheeks. And I used like a light gray to do the shadow too. So very simple. And then that's the inside. This is a more Maha design paper. That's that sentiment I showed you. And I used the snowman from the set here. So I just kind of stamped it onto the edge of that paper and used a couple of alcohol markers to color in the nose and the heart. And this die that I have for the scalloped one here with the dots, I got on AliExpress a long time ago, and I use it a lot for my A2 cards. If you've been watching me for a while, you know that. So yeah, I think that came out super cute, and it's nice and flat, so it'll be easy to mail. So that is my first project. Let's move on to the next one. Okay, so this one is just kind of like a tag or a gift enclosure, I thought. I used this stamp that I picked up from Simon Says Stamp like last month, I think. And it's called Nutter. It's from Purple Onion Designs. I got it because it's got the little Christmas cake or fig pudding in the little wagon, which I'm obsessed with for whatever reason. This is a red rubber stamp. It's not mounted, and I really don't know how to use these. I kind of Googled it because it doesn't stick to an acrylic block. I mean, you could use like a glue stick apparently, or just some double-sided tape and put it on there. But what I did was I just put ink on the stamp and then just pressed my paper on top of that. So that's how I used it. So I used that super cute little stamp. I'll try to remember to link that down below as well. And then I used this die set from Catherine Pooler. I use this a lot too. This is called, I don't know if there's a name, but Dots and Scallops dies. I guess that's what it's called. And that's the number too. And I don't remember where I got this. I've had it for a while. Probably a Cherry on Top or scrapbook.com. So it has 4 different rectangles with tiny little like dots embossed into it, and then it has coordinating like scalloped dies too. So yeah, it comes in handy making tags and cards. And then I also used this Distress Oxide in Lost Shadow. I wanted a light gray one. Is that what I used? No, I used this in a different project. Hang on one second. Sorry, not sure where I put that one, but I used Speckled Egg Distress Oxide for this next project. Okay, so this is my little tag that I made with that cute stamp, cute little Nutter. I think he's adorable, a little squirrel. And I always call Millie my little squirrel because she's a big fluffy tail like this. She's gray, she's tabby, but you know, she's still kind of gray. And yeah, she just likes to bury her food when she's done with it and climbs the cat trees like crazy. So she reminds me of a little squirrel. So I love this. Reminds me of Millie. So I used my alcohol inks my King Art markers to color this again. And then I added some stickles to the bottom to make it look like snow a little bit. And that's where that Speckled Egg Distress Oxide comes in. Christmas Treats comes, just for you, comes from this stamp set from Anna. And I use that die set there to create the inside part. And then I use my paper trimmer to cut this black rectangle just a little bit bigger around it. And then I use the die that coordinates with some gray kind of like pearlized paper for the background. So I plan to put this on some like treats that I give to my mail carrier. As if you're following my channel, you know my mail carrier is really good to me. He gave me some scrapbooking paper that he used to sell, and he's just really nice and goes above and beyond bringing my packages up and keeping them out of the bad weather and things like that. So I want to make sure I give him some nice stuff this Christmas. So I'm going to put this on some treats. So I think that came out super cute. This measures, I'm just so used to measuring things, so I have to give you guys a measurement. It's about 3 3/4 inches long by 2.5 inches. So yeah, cute little card, I thought. And then the last project I have for you, I do use this Distressed Oxide, the Lost Shadow. I was going to either use this or pumice stone, but Lost Shadow is lighter, so it came in handy with this project. And then I used the Santa on this stamp set, the Hope for All, and I love this Santa. I have another Santa stamp from Anna that I want to use in a different card, but for this one I used this one, and he's holding a little gingerbread cookie there. And let's see, what else did I use? Well, I'll show you when we look at the card. Okay, so this is the card that I made, and I think he really looks pretty good, if I do say so myself. I used for his skin color, if you saw, I got a free Spectrum Noir like skin tone, pale skin tone markers from scrapbook.com, so I used that for his face. And I used this really nice burgundy, I think it's called Ruby Red from King Art. And then just other colors in my stash. Boy, Millie's making a racket behind me. Sorry about that if it's annoying. And I used my scrapbook.com Wink of Stella dupe, and it's this one here, which is kind of dirty, but this one is called Clear Shimmer. And it works really well, just like Wink of Stella. You can see like how nice and shiny it is. And I made my own little tag or banner here, and I wanted just a cute little word there. So I found Jolly from this stamp set, Have a Holly Jolly Christmas. So you can just like mask off the other words if you just want to use one word. The way I did that was I put it in my stamp press, which the Mini Misty is great. I've been using that exclusively now. So thank you guys, everyone who recommended that to me. Anyway, if you want to just stamp one word, you can put this in your stamp press, cover the other words up before you ink it. I use some mint tape, ink it, take the tape off, and then press it onto your paper, and you'll just have that one word. So that's how I did that. And I used some Nouveau drops for those little dots on the top, and I used this one, Nouveau Crystal drops, and this one is called Antique Rose. And I also use that in the 3 corners that are not covered up. Again, I used this die set from Catherine Pooler and the Lost Shadow ink around the edge. So this is just the same white paper. It's that white really, but once you add the ink, it looks like you used a darker paper. And I think it came out really pretty. I had a lot of fun inking or, coloring this. It's nice just to watch my crafty videos, not my videos, the ones that you guys make, and just color and just enjoy. I used some textured gray paper for the backing of this image, and then I used some plaid paper. This is from a Michaels collection that came out, I think it was either last year or the year before. Remember they had like some Christmas collections, they were like $5, and they had some glitter papers and plaid papers. Let me get this one, I'll show you what I mean. So it was this one that I got the plaid from, and surprisingly the green just doesn't go with it. I was going to use green for the backing, but it's like a bright green. It just doesn't go with that plaid, so I went with gray instead. And this came out, it says 2021. Was it that long ago? Oh my gosh. I don't know, maybe it was. Geez, time goes really quickly. Anyway, I used that plaid for the back of this. I thought it looked really nice together. And this, I think this is smaller than an A2 card. Yeah, this one is. Whoops. This one is about 5 1/8 by not even quite 4 inches. But when you make your own cards, you can make them any size you want. And I just wanted just like a, oh, Millie, she's going crazy. Just like a, thin border of the plaid around it. And on the inside, I stamped the full sentiment, Have a Holly Jolly Christmas, and then the snowflake trio, which is right there. And just stamped that into the corner, added that shimmer paper or shimmer pen. And there's slight like writing in the background, but not enough to distract from the main message here. So yeah, cute, right? So those are my projects I just wanted to share with you today. I'm going to be sending these out to some crafty friends and of course to my postman. And I'll be making more too, so I'll show you those. I'll link everything I can down below. If you have any questions, please ask. And if I leave something out, please let me know and I'll try to get a link for you. All right, thanks for watching. Hope you're having a great weekend and I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.